Okay, we're back. Today we're going to start on what looks like part 18, which will be the transmission. So it had us open up bag D, which had all these little metal parts in it. So what it's wanting us to do first is, of course, put these shafts together. You gotta be careful, there's different size pins. One's skinnier than the other. Alright, so let's get the bearings on. So it wants a bearing. Not very clear. Looks like it does want the bearing on first. We got to put a pin. And then this gear here with the slot in it. Number 7, which is on this tree here. And another bearing. All right, and that's the first part. And it wants us to grab this shaft here, put another bigger pin, this big gear, I'm guessing, yeah. Bearing, part 6. I'm guessing all these spacers make up the difference for later, because there's places in here for keyways, them C-clips or E-clips, or whatever you want to call them, for this gear to slide back and forth, I'm sure. You got to be real careful with your bearings. They're real close in size, but they're definitely different. Alright, that's those two pieces. Now it wants us to grab the housing. Put this little plastic piece number 8 in this hole. Which I'm guessing that little piece is actually going to cover a part for the shifting rod to be in, for it to be a 2-speed transmission. A little grease in here. just to put this one in. There sure ain't a whole lot in this part. It is a big old empty space. I had the wrong one on there. Set these two backwards. Yeah, not very clear on their numbering there. Alright, well that's it for the first. We got to put the screws in. get, no over tighten, no plastic. Whew, some of these are so long, I'm going to use my electric one. This piece here, kind of pay attention to the way the transmission is, and this will sit like that. I believe this is a transmission mount. Alright, and that there is step 18 and 19. Sounds terrible. I think I've read on here one time about this gear here. Can go in both ways, I believe, and you can actually, has one way that sounds good and the other way that's bad. I'm going to take this apart one more time just to see. That if I flip this gear around, you might actually see better. You know what? It does feel better. It doesn't really give you a direction, but one way will feel better than the other. I heard that, I can't even, I'd love to give credit to whoever I heard it from. I remember hearing something about it that felt real grainy like. Yeah, it feels so much better. I think it might just be the way it's cut, you know, it's got one direction of cut. And if you got it going the opposite of that, it's got a rough spot. It'd probably work itself out. Alright. Just clean back off here. Oh yeah, that feels a lot better. Alright, normally don't like using these too much. Them screws were so long I didn't want to be all day trying to fix it. Alright, we'll get this transfer case built. And then we might call this video done, because it's not too bad. I got 11 minutes so far, so let's see what we can do next. See, these shafts have the thinner pins in it. Ooh, that pin's gonna suck. there's the gears in there. Of course, now it's wanting some grease. Put the cap on. It wants us to use 2 long screws in the part that goes to the transmission. One short one for the bottom end. Had different thicknesses on the screws, so you got to be careful. I didn't realize that one of them's pretty thin. Now there's the transmission with the transfer case. Everything spins real nice. Everything's nice and greasy too. Next thing it wants us to do is put the motor mount on. The motor mount, and then the cover. These screws are pretty long. I'm going to imagine they're that long for the, since it's the motor mount, and this is all plastic. Don't forget, if you're going to use one of these screwdrivers, to alternate your screws so they cool down a little bit. Go into this plastic and make it hot. Alright, and there's the cover. The motor mount. Now it wants us to build the slipper clutch. You really don't want no grease on this. Make sure you get as much off your hands as you can. No, it seems like I'm going through a lot of rags, but I'll save them for something dirty. I just want to make sure I got no grease or anything on here. So you want to use the plate that's got the oval slot in it. Put that on. You'll take your spur gear cover, put the pads on it. Try not to touch them myself. Alright, so now you got your pads on both sides. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that, my camera cuts off after 29 minutes, which I guess is a good thing. And what we've done is we've put the clutch pads on both sides and added this little washer here, or it's kind of like a bushing on there. We got our plate on. Wants to have the bushing. Another plate. Okay, then the spring. And screw. Or nut. They want you to tighten it down within 8mm. Touch. I think that's close enough anyway. I don't like mine to slip too much. So there's the transmission part. And the next thing it wants us to do is put on the motor. So give me a second to go get the motor and I'll be right back. Okay. We got our motor. An RC 4-wheel drive 35 turn. Get this little grub screw in the pinion gear, which is a 15 tooth. Just going to snug that for a second until we figure out exactly where it goes. want you to use these big flathead kind of screws. They're still 2mm hex head, but they got big flathead ends on it. Kind of nice to give you a little slot right down here on the side to be able to get in there and mess with your pinion. Of course, they want you to do the paper trick. I prefer snugging them up my own way. Quite a bit of play in this transmission. Oh, that wheel has got some weird spots in it. Real loose right here and real tight right there. I have a feeling we're going to be changing this gear out pretty quick. Might have something to do with the plastics. And look at it, the way that wiggles. And that's horrible. Yeah, I have a feeling we'll be changing this spur gear, and we might need to shim this transmission a little bit. It gives it a lot of play. But we'll go with what they got for now. Oh, there's the transmission. A little harder to turn with your finger with the motor on there, but everything spins nice. Looks like we got all the parts. I got one bearing left here that's scaring the hell out of me. I think maybe I missed something. All right, I think I might have. I think I missed a bearing that went in here, but we'll double check. All right, but that's it for this episode. I'm not going to pull this back apart and bore you with that. I do believe I missed a bearing that went right there. And if I remember, I was watching somebody else. They ended up doing the same thing. But we'll fix that real quick. And then the next time we come back, we'll be doing the drive shafts. And probably putting the battery tray together. Alright, until next time, thanks for watching. So please like, please share, and please comment. Alright, bye.